Hello and welcome to the training video where we're going to be looking at the two-factor authentication for your digital signage platform. So what is two-factor authentication? Well, it's a way that we can add an extra layer of security. This is normally done by using an external app to generate a code that you will have to add in alongside your password, or it can be an email that you receive from your digital signage platform with that code that you will add in alongside your password. And in this video, we're going to show you how you can activate the two-factor authentication. Within your digital signage system, there are two ways we can activate this. We can either activate it at an administration level, and if I do that, I can set it for everyone. So I can force everyone to use two-factor authentication. Alternatively, as an administrator, I can actually give you the choice whether you use it, and then as a user, you can turn it on and off. And in this video, we're going to show you how to do that. So if we start off by logging into our digital signage platform, and then as an administrator, I'm going to move up to the top right hand corner where I see my name. And if I click on my name, it will give me the options. And if I come all the way down to where it says admin, so I'm going to click onto the admin tab, and it's taken me to the admin setting. Now, to find the two-factor authentication, it's actually under the dashboard settings. And if I come over to the left, we can see we're currently on the dashboard and there is no drop-down menu. The settings are actually within this grey bar here. So we're going to follow it all the way over to the right-hand side. And I'm going to click on the little tiny edit button. And it will now open up to give me additional options. And the option I want is this one at the bottom here, authentication. So I'm going to click on authentication, and it's now giving me a couple of choices. So the first one is if I tick it, I can now say that every user or every new user from now on will need to use two-factor authentication. I can then choose whether I want them to use an Authenticator app. So this could be something like the Microsoft Authenticator app. It could be the Google Authenticator app, or it's a Authenticator app that supports SAML 2.0. Alternatively, I could say, well, verify logins by email, in which case you would get an email with a code in instead of the app generating it for you. If I just untick that one, I can also tick this one here. So if I don't want to force my users to use it, I can give them the option to turn it on if they wanted to. So to do that, you need to make sure user control is ticked, and it is. So now that it's ticked, I can click Save Changes. And then whenever anyone logs in, they will now be able to turn that on and off if they want to do so. So if I go back to my normal page, here we go. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to my settings. And instead of going down to admin, this time I'm going to go to the settings tab. And as we can see, we've now got a new one called authentication. If I turn this one on, it's going to ask me whether I want to do it via the Authenticator app or via an email. So for this video, we're going to use the Authenticator app. So now that is ticked, I'm going to return to Studio. And what I'm going to do is actually sign out. And then when I go to log back in, it's going to ask me to set up that account. So now that it's asked me to set up the account, you will need to get your mobile phone device and follow the instructions. So you need to download an Authenticator app unless you already have one. And it works with Microsoft Authenticator. You can use a free OTP or use the Google Authenticator. So I'm actually using the Google Authenticator. So I'm going to click Add a Code. And then I have the option of scanning a QR code or entering a startup code. If I want to enter the startup code, I can simply move down on the computer and click Enter Tone manually, and it will give me the code I need to add. Or if I want to do it via the QR code on the mobile device, I just simply click select QR code. I will then simply choose it, and as you can see, it's immediately recognized it and it's generated a code for me. I now need to enter that code, and it's just about to expire, so I need to enter that code in down the bottom here so that I can pair the two together, and it's now paired. And if I now try and log in again, so if I now sign out, and if I go to sign in again, it's asking me for a code, and we can see that little tiny countdown. I'm going to wait until that gets to 0. And now I've got more time to enter the code, and I'm going to type that in, and it's a one-time code. And then I can click login, and I've now secured my digital signage. And now every time I log in, it's going to need my password, and it's going to need the code from the Authenticator to be able to access my digital signage, which means it's nice and secure, so no one can get into it apart from approved users. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video on the two-factor authentication. Thank you so much.